I was saying that, I was like, I remember when like I thought Red Lobster was like fine dining.
I've never been to a Red Lobster in my life.
Oh, okay. Red Lobster does fuck, admittedly.
I've heard the bread is banging.
Oh my god, yeah. The bread is to die for.
We once again have a live studio audience of one person who will not be joining us. Which, you know, we love. We'll take what we can get. And I'm gonna guess one of the cats is trying to eat plastic based on her rapid departure from the camera.
Yeah. That or the other cat.
Was one of your cats trying to eat plastic?
No. Knock it off.
Fun. You're very quiet today. Hold on.
Are you an agent of chaos?
Like it?
Adjust your sound settings here.
No, you have one.
You chaos incarnate.
Okay, we're just gonna see if that works. How's everyone doing?
Bueno.
I literally just woke up from a nap. I'm not actually awake yet.
Cute. Okay, so then, while you're waking up, I would like to call this session of the podcast to order. Zach, I want to talk about something.
I want to say, wait. Do I have to second that motion?
No, you don't, because the motion's directed at you.
Oh no! Wait. It does sound like like I just heard this part on C-SPAN. I'm like, I know this one.
No, I would like to talk about the fact.
That sounds like
I wish I knew what was going on.
You guys are giving Jackie PTSD.
I mean, it's her fault for being here. But no, I would like to discuss the fact that Zach, you threatened to leave our Twitter group chat because I sent a tweet about my sweet baby girl Izzy Hand's OFMD being, quote, submissive and breedable.
One day
you threatened to leave the Twitter group chat over that, as if you personally did not send an image of a
I matched the energy of the group chat, and
no,
I want to.
No, that is not an acceptable defense here, and I will be linking that.
One of these days, I'm gonna have enough self-respect to walk away.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Quit lying. But yeah, I think it's not fair that you threaten to leave the group chat over things I say that are correct. That is a correct analysis of that character, by the way. And then you send things like that.
I don't decide what Jack Dorsey deems I would like to see or not see.
Brooks, you look so alarmed.
Looking at the the responses to that tweet, just scrolling down, and there's
no, I didn't even look at.
Wait, hold on.
No, I mean it's. Actually, I don't even think I'm in the responses anymore. I think I've just ended up in other tweets or something, but maybe not. No.
Wonderful.
I'm trying to find it.
Actually, I should pull up my own document about the things that we're doing today. I need more monitors.
Oh my god, the responses to that person who got the bowl stuck together killed me.
Oh my god.
I know at this point, but like literally they were so funny.
I was a big fan of that.
I can't find it.
Oh, also, I already sent this as a tweet, but I'm gonna send it to the text chat for this. Like, I sent this to our Twitter group chat, but I'm going to send this now into the host chat so I can put it in the text chat for this video call, because this broke me today, and I think that our audience deserves the experience of me just losing it over this. So, give me 2 seconds here, friends.
Was this the Great Lakes mnemonic
device? Yes, it is. Yeah, it is. Oh my god. Did it break you as well? Because then I'm going to feel a little less embarrassed about this.
It didn't break me, but I thought it was very funny.
This made me laugh so hard that I scared my dog.
I actually did send that to my mom because she grew up on Lake Erie, so.
Let me just,
Lisa likes licking lettuce. In case you forgot.
Help me. Um, you look so scared, bud.
She's like, I woke up for this.
Yeah, I know. You look like you're being held at gunpoint.
I just still have COVID,
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
How's that going?
so I'm half brain dead.
How's that going, bestie?
Just lovely.
I love that
Trying
you still put on, like, a nice shirt for this. You didn't have to do that.
Yeah, we're
I've had
like,
other things today. I had meetings and stuff.
Oh, well, that's some bullshit.
Yep.
Also-
yeah, this is a tweet that broke me. I'm also just a huge fan of the misspelling of lettuce in this.
wait, is it? I didn't even notice. Is
Yes.
it misspelled? Oh my god, I didn't even notice that.
Okay, I need to stop. It is incredibly hot in my room right now, by the way. I refuse to record with the air conditioner on, and it's incredibly sticky in here right now. Just putting that out there for the public, because I feel like I look it. I feel like this is the second time I'm recording, like, having gone swimming today, but I feel like I just look sticky.
This has little big, like, who drank Arnold Palmer?
I want that shirt so bad.
Yeah.
I want the stupid fucking who drank arnorl Palmer shirt with my entire being. And I think it's hysterical that you find that as funny as you do without even having seen Twin Peaks.
Yeah, no, I just like the energy that comes with that.
Have you
You know-
tried Redbubble? I feel like everything's on there.
Oh god, yeah. I'm sure I can find it. I just haven't yet. Like I'm certain that it is very easy to acquire. I simply haven't done it.
There's a shirt that I still need to get for Anna that I sent her, and it's like Mario praying, and it's like, "Dear God, it's a me, Mario."
There's some edit. It's like this really like I don't know what it is that people do to make these particular kind of like cursed meme images where it's like very high contrast, like someone like has like upped the contrast on the image like 20 times, like taken a screenshot, upped the contrast. Like the image itself almost looks crunchy. It is very pixelated, but there's one of like Patrick Star from SpongeBob, and I don't know what's happening, but it just says, "Nonsense, my brother, join me in prayer." And it kills me every time I see it. And it's so dumb, but like, I don't know, it just has a similar energy to like who drink Arnorl Palmer, etc. And of course, if I can find all of this bullshit, I will link that for people, just so people know that I'm not making this up. That these are things I just do encounter. Anyway, what were my other talking points that I have scheduled? Oh, I have an actual question. Although, if we would like to move down to point number 3 real quick, and then do the succession of the 3 questions, we can do that.
The literally premeditated.
Yeah.
Bullying.
Yeah. So, have you started watching that show yet, Zach?
You know, I am not saying that I am glad. I would love a world where Brooks does not have COVID, but in a world where I am scheduled to be bullied, I'm glad that one of us just doesn't have the energy for it right now.
Not fair.
Yeah, but we have
You know how
until July 12th to bully you.
Yeah. That
And
being
it's-
said, for legal reasons, of course, I would rather Brooks not have COVID.
I would hope so.
But
Leave.
in a world where he has to have COVID, I'd rather it be where the world where I get scheduled, where I get put on the schedule to be bullied.
Yeah. So I take it you haven't started yet?
No. What was the
Why?
last show I watched?
I don't know. What was the last new show you watched?
I don't know. I'm a comfort show person. I get shows and
This
I
will
get very
become your comfort show. You have no idea how quickly this show
Oh,
has
no.
wormed its way into every single one of
The
the wrinkles
last-
of my brain and stayed there.
The last new show that I watched was Our Flag Means Death.
It has the same energy as Our Flag Means Death.
I know. I just need to get around to it.
Unbelievable.
It's not gonna happen next week. I can tell you that right off the bat. It's just no, and Jackie knows it's not happening.
See, there has
It's gonna be hell
episodes
week.
one in like just here and
Yeah, they're
there.
20 minutes.
What was
If you got like, yeah, if you got like 20 spare minutes here or there, you can watch an episode.
She's so right.
Yeah.
And also, I want you to experience some of the just like
Wait.
anticipation.
Okay, just
I love
because-
that you called timeout. I love that you made the timeout motion.
flag on the play. I just because my conscience is still reeling a little bit. Brooks, in all seriousness, are you feeling better than like when you first got COVID?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Said with much confidence.
This
I
sounded
mean,
more
it's
like a
definitely
question.
garbage, but my hives have gone away, so there's that.
That
So I
is
got that going
good.
for me.
It just sounded like you were asking the COVID for permission to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it okay if I agree with that? But yeah, okay, good.
I don't feel it. I don't want to upset it.
Yeah.
I upset it by like doing a couple hours of work yesterday, and then I was like out for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Cute.
That's fair.
I just I put a thing in the group chat a second ago in the
That's
Discord.
what it was.
Because what you were saying about an image of Patrick reminded me of this like thing that's been going on in my Star Trek meme group, where it's some sort of generator, and you can generate people doing random activities, and so people have been doing it with Star Trek characters.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think it's someone
the Dall-E thing.
The Dall-E. Yeah.
It's like for some reason this particular one haunts me.
That's actually really no. That has been popping off on Twitter, and some of them have been killing me.
I can't.
It's literally a Chris meme generator.
No, Brooks. One of the ones I saw on Twitter, which I will also send /link, was Nandor with a flamethrower.
Oh no.
The last thing that he should have.
That's I can imagine it. That's
Mhm.
lovely.
The funniest-
I'm so happy.
The funniest one I saw still has to be the one that I sent to the group. Fisher Price, my first ball.
Oh, that's lovely.
I saw one that was like Fisher Price, my first guillotine.
Oh my god.
I also I just love I love how weirdly specific they get and how well the AI still manages to like generate these images.
Yeah.
Well, do you not see the one I just sent you?
That's not that bad. That's better than a lot of other like AI generated images I've seen.
That's
Yeah.
nightmare fuel.
Here's the thing, it is, but it's not just like you get a pretty good result if you just ask like an AI to generate an image of just like, you know, like something like really simple, like, you know, Asian man, blonde woman. But these are weirdly specific and they're still coming out like recognizable. I'm impressed. Compared to other like weird AI generated images I have seen, I'm impressed.
Hmm.
I don't know. I'm not an expert though.
Where am I?
Anyway, would we like to resume the bullying?
I really thought I had skirted that.
You thought, no. You need to get on this because I want you to experience some of the, like, anticipation that I am living with right now. Like, I cannot even begin, like, I don't know if I have words to convey how much more insane I am. like just at all hours of the day thinking about the fact that I am 1 month away from seeing new episodes of this fucking show.
Dude, if we just... I can't see Zach, so he can't hear me.
Okay. You can't hear me now either.
If we just get him to watch like one episode, then he'll be like hooked, right? So we just need to convince him to fit in like 20 minutes.
Yeah, we just gotta find.
And then if he does that, then he won't be able to stop.
Precisely,
right? So
that's what happened to me.
Right. So I mean,
hey, I can hear you guys again.
No, the two things in my life that have fucking crack in them, and cookies subs, What We Do in the Shadows episodes.
Oh, both at the same time.
Don't you be putting these ideas in my head, girl.
Touching heaven.
Oh my god. Well, I know what we're doing the next time we're in Rochester.
Oh my god, I could like do that at any point, which is crazy to think.
You could, you asshole.
Wild. It's wild. I mean, it does require an hour round trip drive. But...
Is that not worth it?
Oh, it very much is.
I would say yes.
Also, Bridget and I are going to ambush you with super uncomfortable conversation while we are locked in a car for 2 hours.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
As the ultimate test of friendship.
A particular uncomfortable conversation, or just generally?
Do we want to disclose this in a public forum?
Oh, so there is a specific one.
It is generally uncomfortable conversation.
Yeah.
We're both really good at doing that.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you have that to look forward to. But afterwards, you get to go to... You'll be at Six Flags.
We also want you to feel that anticipation, but like...
Now we just have to find something that the two of you are, like, going insane about that I don't understand yet.
We do.
And then we'll have, like... We'll have completed the sort of, like, triple circle Venn diagram of all of us just, like, nervously eyeing the other two. Like, what are they up to?
The circle of life of fighting with friends. Like we finally get, like, the Mexican standoff we've been aspiring for.
Yeah, it's both Spider-Man meme and that episode of The Office where they're all, like...
Yeah.
And I don't even like I have never even sat down and watched The Office, like, start to finish. And I know that I know that bit so well.
See, the other thing is, like, I think the reason that Bridget and I can get unhinged and you and Brooks can is, like, you're the common denominator.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm honored. I am honored that I make the both of you so insane.
Like, I'm trying to think. I mean, there's definitely things that Brooks and I like that you're not as big a fan of, but, like, I don't think anything.
I can't say I've seen you two get weird in a way that I don't understand, because we have definitely done that to you, Brooks, and Brooks and I have definitely done that to you, Zach.
Absolutely, you guys have, yeah. But I don't think we've done that. Like, we could probably talk in, like, West Wing episodes fluently, but that's different than, like, there's a world of difference between West Wing and, like, Our Flag Means Death.
You're so right, Bessie.
We could quote Psych back and forth.
We could absolutely do Psych and West Wing, and I feel like there's another show that I'm blanking on now, but yeah, entirely doable.
Fascinating.
Isn't there? Now I'm trying to think back to that Venn diagram.
That expression. Were there thoughts behind that?
No.
Oh, okay. You just had a, like, very devious little expression on your face there.
I was just thinking.
I thought I smelled smoke.
Man.
Sorry, my mom says that to me all the time. It is, like, instinct for me to say that now. And honestly, she's so right, too. I guess we can move on, but Zach, please understand that this is not the last time this happens.
Mm-hmm.
And again, you need to, I want you to understand just, like, how insane this is like, how fucking insane this is making me.
I see it.
Can you honestly say you don't have like 23 minutes in the next few days?
I have 23 minutes.
Well, I have news for you.
Well, if I got news for you, I love that. Yeah, no, if you have 23 minutes, then it's already started, frankly, and there's nothing you can do to stop it.
Starting to sound like an infomercial, where it's like those weight loss things where it's like, if you have 20 minutes a day, you can lose 20 pounds in a week.
Oh, yeah.
No, honestly, there's a very good chance that I will wind up rewatching all 3 seasons of that show again before July 12th.
You got a pregame.
Yeah, precisely. Okay, but we can move on from this and come back to it next week.
Why can't I find the episode that we did with Emily where... Oh, I found it. I want the Venn diagram.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I have that image. Would that be helpful?
I got it. Oh, no, I don't got it. I got the could I fix him one, which is so funny to look at.
Oh, yeah. That one was fun. We gotta get her back on sometime. Emily, we miss you. Love you. I have so many links. And people outside.
I really can't find it.
Why does the Google Docs app hate you?
It's like it's mad at you for using it.
Yeah, no, it literally is.
Nobody likes to work.
Hmm?
Nobody likes to work. You're making it work. Why would it want to?
Oh, God damn it.
It's like taking a nap, it's on vacay, and you're just making it do things.
Stop being right. No, stop. Just give me the link. Stop making this difficult.
Brooks, if you haven't listened to the most recent episode of Pod Save America, where they play like strays versus gays, it is actually very funny.
What does that mean?
It is the gays on the show and the straights on the show, and they ask each other questions that the other one.
I thought you said versus strays, and I was like, what does that mean? Sorry, I can't hear. I'm an idiot.
The team
wandered off
versus the team stray dogs.
Yeah.
That is a fight I would love to see.
Gays versus stray dogs.
Yeah, why not?
I think the gays would lose simply because, like, who can resist dogs? Like, you're just gonna...
Precisely.
Like, they can have whatever they want. They can do whatever they want. I don't care.
Okay, here. Now I'm actually, like, sending what needs to be sent. I am loving this, like, chat in, that was mostly just for me. I'm loving this, like, chat in the video call feature. Because then I have to do less and less of, like, switching between windows on my computer. Yeah. Here's what we have for an actual debate today.
So, as a member of this podcast who wears ties almost every day,
yes, hit me with it, bud.
I'm gonna weigh in and say it sits at the bottom.
That feels right to me as well.
Yeah.
And I don't know why it feels right.
Because, like, I don't actually hold up. Got one within. I got two within arm's reach. When I'm tying my tie.
Yeah. But also, I feel like I have seen at some point, not a dinosaur, but a giraffe in an animated movie that had, like, a button-up shirt that, like, buttoned all the way up its neck.
Like,
and if that's
it comes
what's happening, then that's where the tie has to sit.
For the first one, it would have to be up here.
Yeah.
Because of the top of the neck. It sits at the base of your neck.
Yeah.
What if it was a giraffe or a dinosaur of this type of dinosaur wearing one of those, like, ridiculous high starched collars from, like, old-timey... Love that. Love the visual, Zach. From, like, those old-timey, like... I think It's like maybe like Peaky Blinders type suits. How high does the collar go up is my question. How high does it extend? Because I agree with the image here that the tie sits down at the base of the neck if it is being worn by a brontosaurus or a brachiosaurus. I can't actually tell which one it is. And I'm also not a dinosaur expert. I just love them. But I don't actually know a ton of information.
I think it's a brachiosaurus because it looks like the one that sneezed on the girl in Jurassic Park.
Oh, yeah.
I
love that movie.
I still haven't seen it in Jurassic Parks.
You what?
Oh god, I got looks from everybody.
You haven't seen any of them?
Nope.
Well, that's going on our Pod Squad letterbox list.
Why am I getting shamed by everybody?
Because it's an amazing movie.
Man, that came out like when I was the peak age. The first one. Loved that movie. It was like so epic at the time. You know, just
sounds
the
like
effects
so much fun.
And the effects still hold up, man.
I know. Oh my god, the effects in that movie bang. I love that movie. I also have a theory that is like, with pretty much any, like for almost any group of people, that is like one of the perfect movies to watch. Because I've never met anyone who didn't like it. And even like my mom and my sister who like have, as we've established on this podcast, very different tastes in movies than I have, both love it. And frankly, if you can, if any movie can bring the three of us together, I think you would have a hard time finding people who hate it.
Mm-hmm. Plus, then you can understand all of the various memes, I guess you might say, involving oh my god, my mind just went blank. What's his face?
Jeff Goldblum.
Yes, where he's like laying sort of seductively.
Love him. Absolutely love Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, he's a good reason to watch that movie on its own.
Oh, I don't know if I mentioned this on the podcast at any point, but I also recently like watched The Fly, like the David Cronenberg movie.
Yes.
For the first time in my life. That was fun. I liked that. That's like peak Jeff Goldblum, I gotta say.
He really is a treasure.
Absolutely. And actually no, I said this on the stream. I remember saying this to Zach, and you weren't here. Because it was the Speed stream, I think. I was talking about how like all that matters is if you decide that you are hot. Because Jeff Goldblum is frankly a bug-eyed weirdo. Especially in The Fly. They are really playing it up there.
Mm.
But oh my god. Like the first 40 minutes of that movie, he's beautiful.
Doesn't necessarily have to do with looks anyway. It's like the way you carry yourself.
Exactly. As long as you decide that you are hot and carry yourself accordingly, reality bends around you and you are hot.
Mindset.
Precisely. But yeah, no, Jeff Goldblum is a wonderful reason to watch Jurassic Park. And also Laura Dern, hello.
Oh yeah.
She was literally younger than me when she did that movie.
Yeah,
which is
I was
bizarre.
talking about that. Yeah, she looks like she's in her 30s or something. Which is that's what I thought at the time.
Yeah, that's what I assumed. And also watching her, have either of you seen Blue Velvet, or is that just a me thing?
Mm-hmm.
Never mind. One of the first movies she did, she's literally 18. I'm that's a child. I look at her, I'm like, that's a child. But also love her. Love Laura Dern. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Moving right along from our fun little dinosaur question. This absolutely fascinates me. So another link inbound for y'all, unless someone else can get to it faster, because I have to copy the link from my phone and put it into the Discord chat like an idiot.
Oh, the Leia Michelle one I probably won't be able to relate to because I do not know
Actually,
who
I
that is.
moved that because I didn't have time to go over the article in as much depth as I
Stop
would like.
shaming me.
And the video that explains that conspiracy theory has long since been taken down, and I cannot find it for
Oh.
the life of me.
Oh.
So we're discussing that next week. Oh, thank you, Brooks. Yeah. What do we think this sign is advertising?
Oh, shoot. There we go. I'm on this.
I get you.
I'm on it, gang. I'm coming.
You know, you can... Bud. Upper right corner of your screen. There should be a little speech bubble icon. Brooks,
Oh my god, that's been there this whole time?
yeah, I mean, that's actually a relatively new feature for Discord.
Yeah. I forgot it was a thing, so you put better than
Wait,
what
no,
are
this
they
is
advertising
this
is what I
so
want to talk
funny.
about. But also, I do love that just, like, whipped my car around to snap, because absolutely, like, of course you whip your car around to take that picture. Yeah, what do we think this is advertising?
So,
Just given the events of late, whenever I hear like Rudy's, I'm not
I wasn't
thinking
even thinking
more.
about that. I was just concerned with the
Yeah,
Kate Bush and
that's like
pierogies.
immediately where my mind went, which just adds a whole new factor of unhinged to this whole thing.
I love that. See, I love all of like this is what happens when you bring together people who otherwise would have no interaction.
Oh yeah,
Different perspectives. Anyway, does anyone have
Kate
some thoughts that we would like to
pierogi.
start off with?
so they obviously sell pierogi because that's on the sign, like above it.
Yes.
So that part of it makes sense.
Oh, is Kate Bush like performing? Maybe Kate Bush is a
Hold
performer.
on.
Well, no, so I think because like her song "Running Up That Hill" is now like #1 again because of
This is
Stranger
in
Things.
Stranger Things.
So like, they're basically just saying we have pierogi. Also, she's cool again. Come eat pierogi. It's like an attention getter, you know?
I mean, it clearly worked.
Yeah, because like I would go in there and be like, I would like the Kate Bush pierogi, please, and just to see what happens.
Yeah.
So it would definitely work on me if that's the goal.
Oh, 100%. I also haven't finished that season of Stranger Things yet. I'm like halfway through the 4th episode.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I gotta get on that. I will get on that. Yeah, I actually don't even have like I don't have a theory that I'm particularly gravitating towards, which is why I like put this up here in the first place. I love the theory that like there's like maybe a missing comma or like a missing like ampersand like advertising that there is Kate Bush here and also some pierogies, whether that is Kate Bush's music or her in person.
Is it bad that I didn't know who Kate Bush was until like just now?
Yes.
Again, I hear Bush and my mind goes a different direction.
Get your head out of the hill.
Honestly, that was my immediate thought.
Wait, I feel so validated.
Because I expected it to be, you know, ridiculous, I guess.
Oh, okay. I mean, maybe that's just like says something about me as a person that I see Bush and immediately think Kate Bush.
And it could be so much worse. I mean, we could have thought about like George Bush.
Ugh.
That's the Bush I was going with.
Interesting. This bakery is right outside of
The-
Cleveland.
But the second Bush I was going with was like the baked beans.
It's a different. Oh, sorry.
I thought there was a CH in that one.
Yeah, so I thought it was a different
Yeah,
spelling.
probably. But that just shows how much Kate Bush is not on my radar in my life.
Rude.
That I go with
actually,
like
you know what? I'm starting a conspiracy theory right now on this podcast that the baked beans people and the beer people are the same people. They're the same bush. You heard it here, folks.
What are my beans?
Yeah, I have no idea what this is advertising. I hope it is that you just get to like sit and listen to the music of Kate Bush while you enjoy some pierogies, because that sounds like a lovely time to me. Like that's what I want it to be advertising. Do we feel satisfied with what we've concluded about this?
Dude, I'm literally so satisfied.
I love that for you. Final thing. Oh yeah, this is just absolutely like enlightened. Oh my god. Brooks, I'm sorry to do this to you, buddy. Can you pop the link in the chat?
What?
Can you the final link in this week? Again.
I was looking at the replies to the Kate Bush.
Oh, do we want to share any? Because that sounds fun.
Hold on. Let me just share one of them. Just one of them. The reason my computer's being a bit laggy.
Oh no.
Okay, fascinating.
Big Dall-E Generator vibes.
No, literally. Like, is that actually what that is? I feel like it has to be.
I think so.
Because that doesn't look like a real, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't look real.
It looks like Idaho.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So the next thing that I have is another thing that I saw on Twitter because that stupid bird app owns me. Oh, excuse me. What do we think about this juice box, I don't know, air quotes, hack?
It's not that would make it worse.
Yeah, honestly, I don't.
That would definitely make it worse.
Like, I feel like in most cases, the like bend in the straw is like longer than the width of the juice. Like this image is misleading. The graphic is misleading.
Well,
you know
it's on a diagonal.
It's on a diagonal. So maybe that does
yeah.
make a difference. And also, frankly, I don't have a juice box on hand to try this with. But I feel like it's not going to be helping you all that much, in my personal opinion.
The other thing is when you get down to the end of your juice box and you stick the straw in the corner, you can do that because the end of the straw is one consistency. When you put the bendy part into the box, into the juice box, you don't have that same control.
You're actually so right. Oh, and also, I just had $1 million idea recently, which is just a Capri Sun that lasts longer than like 3 sips.
Giant Capri Sun?
Yeah, giant Capri Sun. That's it. That's the idea. And frankly, if someone takes that and does something with it, I don't care as long as it means I get a Capri Sun that lasts longer than 3 sips.
It was very disappointing.
I do love a good Capri Sun. I still get them.
No, literally. They're wonderful.
Like, yeah, they are in my fridge maybe half the time.
Yeah, I just want one that lasts longer. That's my only complaint.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Where are Capri Suns made? Like, where's the Capri Sun headquarters?
Good question.
We should start a letter campaign.
Oh, I was gonna suggest to like storm them like we did with Area 51. But actually yours sounds a lot more reasonable because I don't think they're hiding big Capri Suns from us. I think they need to make them.
So they're in South Korea, it looks like.
God damn it.
This is what happens when big Capri Sun takes.
This is what happens under capitalism when you outsource everything. Okay, back up beverage time.
There's an answer to our previous one.
Ooh.
Oh.
What do we got?
Oh, she's next door.
Aww.
No, basically next door they sell her records.
Yeah.
Aww.
They were promoting the record store next door.
I mean, I absolutely love that. Some small business solidarity. I'm a huge fan. But, again, I was really just hoping it was like, we will serve you some pierogies, and also there will be Kate Bush playing.
Yeah.
Like, Brooks, you have seen me break it the fuck down to Wuthering Heights. You know how I feel about that song.
Very well.
Any particular reason for the tennis ball, or just...
I was playing catch earlier.
Okay. Fucking 5-year-old?
Actually, I was being really smooth with it.
Oh, were you bouncing
Did you
against
guys
the wall and catching
me
it in one hand
playing
like a
catch?
cool guy?
Did you not notice me playing catch on the podcast? I've been
What?
playing catch. I've been playing Jackie and I've been playing catch.
Okay.
If you ever saw me go like this and then like that was me throwing it.
We have now seen how much you can get away with in my presence. Clearly,
Yeah,
I do not pay
I've been reading
attention.
tweets.
Huh?
Yeah. I've been reading tweets and Googling things. I haven't been looking at y'all.
I needed some
That's fair.
escapism. The cyberbullying.
Is it cyberbullying if we're actually your friends, though? Remains to
No.
be seen.
Right.
Yeah, I do believe that was the last thing I had.
Yep.
Scheduled, Zach.
There was an attempted hit on my computer.
Incredibly rude.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's just like any other dumb things about my life that, or any of our lives, frankly.
I had a question that I wanted to bring up.
Hit me with it. What do we got?
On dogs and cats, on their front legs,
Mm-hmm.
are they elbows or knees?
Oh.
Elbows.
They're definitely knees.
Mm.
I'll die on this hill.
They're too pointy.
But they're 4 legs. Legs have knees.
No.
So they use
She's
their
right.
paws
She's
more
right.
like hands than feet. Especially cats, because they grab stuff, and
Yeah.
dogs, like, they shake hands.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, but they're
my dog's like the joint in her front paw is pointy as hell. Pointy as hell. That is not a knee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but also dogs are quadrupeds or whatever the name is of a 4-legged animal. It's 4-legged. It's not 2-legged and 2 arms.
But also, whenever you anthropomorphize a dog, the front legs are the arms.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but dogs don't be like that.
They
It's
use
just
them
it's just the easiest way to make them look like people.
I don't think they're knees. That doesn't feel right.
No, they use their front legs and back legs differently. They don't use
Yeah.
them all like that.
Sure, but I use my right leg and left leg differently.
But not in the same way. Like,
One can take a pretty good penalty shot and the other could maybe touch the ball. If I were running up to it.
Actually, you just reminded me that my dog runs, so when she gets running, she runs so weird because she doesn't like pick.
I love it.
She doesn't like
She's
pick as to whether or not she
floppy.
does the like alternating pause or the like at once type deal. She does the at once with her front legs and then alternates with her back. It's very strange. No, she does the alternating with her front legs and then does the at once with her back legs. She's incredibly weird. Very bouncy run. Very strange dog. Love her. But yeah, no. Like, they use their front and back legs differently. Those aren't knees. What are you talking about?
mm-hmm.
Man.
Front paws are typically more dexterous. You know, they're using them for things. They're exploring. They're grabbing stuff. They don't do that with their back legs.
I don't think that's a good enough reason though. because then otherwise they wouldn't be a four-legged animal.
But the joint
Legs,
also bends differently. Like
right.
their front-legged joint, like they don't. It doesn't bend outward like a knee does. You collapse it in.
Knees don't bend outward. Knees bend inward. They bend in like this. If they bend outward, that's more like what their back leg is because it's a spring.
What you know what I mean? Like when an animal with four legs lays down, they like tuck that under them. It's like the joint bends inward towards them.
Come be a visual aid. Come here.
Yeah, kitty.
Here.
I love how I'm
She's
making
looking at
kissy
me.
noises like she'll hear me.
If I had Echo with me, she would get dragged onto this so fast. Yeah, no, literally, like.
I
Baby
love what
girl.
happens when you pick Echo up and she decides that she doesn't have joints anymore. She just goes.
Oh no, yeah. Shit. When you pick up Echo, she does not have knees or elbows.
Yeah, she just has.
She
sticks.
just has.
No demo. Oh,
Hello.
hello.
My little four-legged friend.
You wanna give us a little demo? Be so helpful.
I mean, because like, sorry, if I try to pick her up and show her paws, she turns into liquid.
I know. She's very difficult to scoop. I've done it twice.
Yeah, like most cats. Of course, cats are liquid. Like that's a known thing.
Yeah.
But I have never encountered a cat in my life that literally changes substance in your hands like she does.
She like becomes borderline gaseous.
Yeah, she is
like,
really
turns into smoke. Just
yes. You are not a normal cat.
No,
you are not made of normal cat.
Sweet baby.
So if I tried to pick her up and use her paws to demonstrate, she'd be
I'd
like,
get my dog, but one, my camera is stationary, and two, she doesn't like being upstairs because she knows she's not allowed to be up here. So she's just like, whenever I like sneak her up to my room, which I like hardly even do anymore because she just doesn't like it, she just like goes and stares at my door and is like, and waits for me to let her out because she knows she's not supposed to be here, which is sad.
I think
I want to force her to spend quality time with me.
One of the saddest but also funniest stories about my aunt's dog. They put up a little electric fence around their garbage because their dog kept getting to the garbage, and so like when the dog was in that part of the kitchen, her collar would beep. And one day, my aunt woke up and the dog was standing over her, just like breathless, like panting, like panicking, like there was no tomorrow because the battery was low in the smoke detector. So wherever this dog went, it was beeping.
So that's quite literally the like caught in 4K like.
Yeah, yeah. Like hello.
Hello.
I am nowhere near the garbage.
Yeah, Piper used to have it. Oh my god, look at her face. Just the. Oh, little airplane ears.
She's content.
Yeah, Piper used to have. Piper used to have an invisible fence, and we like literally, it has long since been ripped up, but we like haven't put the collar on her in years because she like one figured out where it was.
Yeah.
And she just likes us too much. She's not going anywhere.
She's so good off leash. Like I could never do that with Echo.
It does help that she is too old to run away at this point, but also like even before then, but probably wouldn't have gone anywhere.
But even still, the fact that we could just like sit on the deck or the patio and just like let her wander around the house, like out front, just like hang out by the road. There's no fences or anything, and like she knows. She knows. Yeah.
She is a ditzy little blonde, but she knows. She's like Elle Woods. The intelligence is there. It's just not always apparent. Nix, you're so cute. I miss you.
What is it? She's very sleepy to the point where she's like
Aww.
Being a little bit dopey.
She's so cute. Ugh, I love whenever she looks up and you can see like where she gets like slightly less fur around her mouth.
Little baldy chin.
Yeah, it's so cute. Oh yes.
It's just my hand.
Special lady. Love her.
Oh, thank you. Goodbye. Oh, I forgot the whole reason I enticed her into my lap. But
yeah, she wasn't gonna help.
But
it would have been helpful if one of them like jumped up on the dresser behind you and like loafed a little bit. That would have been a very helpful demonstration. But unfortunately, cats don't do what you tell them.
I could show Luna paws, but I don't know where she is. She's sleeping somewhere.
Baby. Yeah, no. The joint in their front legs, not knees.
Yeah. Because I'm constantly complaining about Nyx. She'll like come up and flop next to me. I'm like, get your elbow out of my side, because it just feels like it's getting in me like a knife.
Yeah, no, like Piper, like if she like lays, like I get her to like sit in my like I'll like sit down on the floor with her and she'll like lay down across my lap. That shit is like she will dig in. That is sharp.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is a weapon, as far as I am concerned. So is
to this day.
Oh my God. Did I ever tell you that my dog gave my dad a black eye?
No.
Oh my God, she's one of those dogs who has that like fucking like shark fin bone on the top of her head. It's like just very solid. And one time, I don't even know how this happened because like my dad like politely tolerates my dog at best. He is not an animal person, but she like dropped her toy or something like on his feet, which is so strange because she does not play fetch. She just wants to play no take, only throw. But she like dropped her toy at his feet and he like leaned down to pick it up at the same time that she was like going like, you know, pulling away from it, and then just went wham and gave him a black eye. Oh, she's such a klutz.
I had a cat give me a fat lip once. That was a fun to explain. Like, why is your face all swollen and bruised?
How have I not heard this, first of all, and how did that happen?
It was Fluffy Kitty, one of my previous cats. She used to do these things that I refer to as her twitchy wake-ups, where she liked to spoon a lot. So she would fall asleep, like, you know, spooning with me, and then she'd be in a deep sleep, start twitching, and then she'd suddenly wake up and just, like, flail.
Cute.
And she maimed me a number of times doing that.
I was about to say, is that what she did when she, like, accidentally stabbed you?
Which time?
Yeah, okay, there we go. That answers my question.
So yeah, it happened kind of frequently. But on one particular occasion, I'd fallen asleep, and she did one of her little twitchy wake-ups, and she got me in the face, including on my eyelid a little bit, which was like really... but she got me in the lip in a certain way that I don't know what happened, but my whole lip swelled up and I had this big bruise. It looked like someone punched me in the face.
Oh my God.
And people kept me like, oh my God, did someone hit you? I'm like, yeah, my cat. And they were like, no way, a cat did that. I'm like, I'm sorry, my 6-pound cat.
No, like the way they will run like full force into objects, like with their entire body weight, like at top speed. Like, it doesn't surprise me that it could occur. Maybe not super, clearly not super common, but it's possible.
She was a dust bunny with a face. I didn't know she even had that much weight behind her to do. But that was fun to explain for a while.
I can imagine. Again, I've said this before, both to you, and I've probably said this on the podcast. I just want, like, a cat, like a big chunky cat that I can manhandle.
Mm.
This sounds fun to me.
I know such cats.
And they all sound wonderful based on your descriptions.
Yep.
Just
a lot of chunky boys.
Love it. Alright, well, we've been going for about an hour. I think that's pretty solid. Pretty good. But I don't know, I'm biased. I like to think that we do good on here. I'm, my confidence just skyrocketing.
Man, I really love, looking at replies to some of the tweets we discussed, and one of the ones to the juice box, was just, Jesus Christ. I don't know why, but that's funny to me.
That is pretty good. I will give them that. That is pretty damn good. By the time that this is out, our next stream is probably going to be a movie, but from the perspective of us sitting here recording this tonight, we're playing Portal again tomorrow night, which I'm super excited about because we're just making Brooks watch us play video games and add commentary and add further commentary. But I'm excited.
And we're going to get bullied by whatever the like Siri character is.
Yeah. That's another thing you need to do. You need to finish playing those games.
Yeah.
I'm here ordering you around. I'm so mean. Alright, yeah, but I think that's going to wrap us up for this week. As always, thank you very much for fighting with us, friends. We appreciate each and every single one of you, and we'll be back again next week. Adios.
This week's episode of the Fighting with Friends podcast was hosted by Bridget Kelly, Zach Calderon, and Dr. Sarah Brooks. You can find other episodes of the podcast on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, or your other favorite listening platform. Follow us on Twitter at BridgetKelly98, at Zach Calderon, and at AnnSarahSaid. Rate and review us on your podcatcher of choice. Like, comment, and subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Twitch, and join our Discord community using the links in the description. You can also help support us via the Acast supporter feature or consider donating to our Patreon. Thanks for listening.